The last international break of the year has ended, and Real Madrid will have a tough schedule ahead with 9 matches in 29 days, starting tomorrow against Leganes. Let's hear what Carlo Ancelotti has to say about this and more. Here he is.
How is the team and the players who travelled internationally before facing Leganés at their stadium?
The team is good. All the players who played with their national teams have returned in good shape and without any issues. Those who have been training here are also fine and ready. We need to maintain the good play we showed in the last match. Now a cycle of very important matches begins for us, and we want to start it well with this game. We feel good, and I hope that tomorrow we can play a great match.
Due to the injuries, will we see Valverde as a right-back and Asensio as a central defender alongside Rudiger tomorrow?
Yes, this is one of the options we have, yes. But there are also other options we have planned during the international break. So tomorrow I will decide what is best for the team.
In 308 matches coaching Real Madrid, you've fielded 20 academy players, 17 of whom debuted, but only one academy player has remained in the first team, because he is a legend, Dani Carvajal. Why is it so difficult for you to give opportunities to the young players? The numbers show that the players with the most opportunities were Miguel Gutierrez with just over 300 minutes and Nico Paz, who only played 8 matches. Why is it so difficult to give academy players a chance?
No, it is not difficult. In fact, it's quite easy for me. But my responsibility and goal is to put the best possible team on the field. And that is what I have done during these 308 matches coaching Real Madrid. Sometimes I have put academy players on the field. The academy is a very important part of this club. And I don't want there to be any doubts about the planning that this club has done over the years. Casting doubts on that seems wrong to me, simply wrong. The Academy's planning has been very good over the last 10 years, and the young players are a very important part. Many of these young players have been, are, and will continue to be available for the first team. But given these young players minutes is not the club's goal, but we do take care of them. Because as I said before, they are an important part of this club. There have been many players who have had success, although not all have stayed at Real Madrid. But many are playing for other clubs as well as here, and we are following them, and perhaps one day they will be ready to play for Real Madrid.
How have you seen Kylian's mood in recent days? Is there an emotional problem and not a football-related one?
He's had the opportunity to train in these days. I see him well, and he has improved his physical condition. I hope that tomorrow he can show his quality, which is a lot.
We saw how Asensio made his debut at the Bernabeu a few weeks ago. Now that you've worked with him during these days, how do you see him, and do you think he is ready to take on this new responsibility?
Obviously, he is doing very well. He debuted in the game against Osasuna and did very well there. He is prepared, and physically he is ready to compete. I see that he is very well, motivated and enthusiastic.
Do you think Kylian agrees with your opinion about his position on the field? Will you insist on keeping him in the center of the attack?
Kylian has never asked me to play in any specific position on the field. What he asked for is to play more and to start in matches. Kylian, just like Vinicius, doesn't have a fixed position on the field. They can change positions during the game depending on the circumstances of each match.
In 2019, Liverpool had a very tight schedule, and Jurgen Klopp decided to split the team and play with youth players for some matches. Real Madrid will have a very tight schedule, which could extend until January. Do you plan to make any drastic decisions like Klopp did due to the demanding calendar?
No, our idea is very clear and simple. We need to put the best available players on the field. I will do that for tomorrow's match and also for Wednesdays. So I don't plan to make drastic changes in the tournaments.
Is it true what is being said that Mbappe has mental health problems?
What kind of question is that? I will answer by saying that I see him well. I see that he is happy and motivated to be here. It doesn't seem to me that he has suffered any mental problems, or at least he doesn't show it. Personally, I think speculating with this kind of question is just wrong to do. So
it's been 4 months since the start of the season. Have the young players made progress in taking on more responsibilities, or do they need to do more and assume even more responsibilities?
Yes, I think there are players who are taking on more responsibilities. I'm referring to players like Valverde and Camavinga, but also Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Bellingham. This is a process that takes time and patience. In this context, we've lost the most important piece, and that is Carvajal. Although Carvajal is with us almost every day in the locker room, the process of young players assuming responsibility takes more time. They all understand that this is important and will try to evolve quickly toward that goal.
How have you seen Kylian mentally and emotionally during the international break? Have you noticed any evolution in his game and his new position on the field? Based on your knowledge, what does Mbappe need to do to change his goal-scoring drought and finally show his best version?
Bad streaks happen to and will continue happening for great forwards. There are times when a forward doesn't score goals and might feel a bit frustrated, but that's not the case with Mbappe, because as I said before, I see him motivated and happy to be working with his teammates, and that's what I'm observing. The bad streak will end sooner or later. I insist that I see him very well, and I'm sure he will have a great game tomorrow, and his goal-scoring drought will end tomorrow. It's just a matter of time. He has huge quality, and sooner or later, he will show it.
Brahim returns after the international break with a stronger image after scoring 5 goals for his national team. Do you think this could help Brahim to be included in the team? Brahim also had a good match against Osasuna. Could he return to play with the 4-3-3 formation instead of 4-4-2?
Brahim has come back very well after his injury. He has benefited from playing with his national team, Morocco, and scoring goals. He has reached fantastic physical condition. And obviously, this is very important for us. He can help us in the attack, but also as a midfielder. He is a very important player for us, just as he was last season. But this year, he will have much more involvement.
You will play 9 matches in 29 days. Depending on the results, could you consider changing your mind and making a signing in the winter market?
Let's see what happens. We will discuss this after the last of these 9 matches, which will be against Sevilla on December 22nd. Only after that we will think about what we will do for the winter market.
Taking advantage of the international break training with Mbappe, have you been able to carry out exercises specifically for him to work on his movements on the field, including defensive pressure?
Yes, he has trained with us, and we've all focused on our defensive line. We trained with Raul and Mendy, We've also experimented with right backs. But regarding Mbappe's attacking work, let me ask you, does Mbappe need to train his attack? I don't think so. I'm not going to teach Mbappe how to be a forward. In fact, he could teach me and many others how a forward should work.